You're now listening to Nerd Thug Radio.
Woo!
I'm the Captain Joey Savage.
Corey DLG.
And I'm Cole Baldridge.
Man, we got a great show lined up today. Before we get going, though, you're listening to us on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Sister Station.
Worldwide at
IRLoneStar.com.
So these past couple weeks, Corey DLG, we've had a little different type of shows going on. We've been doing a lot of good, fun stuff.
We're flexible.
We're flexible, you know. We're like the flex player on a fantasy football team.
That's right. We can be any position.
And so
Running
today,
back, tight end, wide receiver.
Yeah, I like tight ends. What we got going right now, though,
Right.
is we got a couple segments. We nerd thug it out, and then our homegirl, Sunny Ray of reality TV fame.
Yes.
She was on the show a year ago. She's come back to us. We're going to talk a little bit about reality TV.
Yep.
And then we're going to unveil the first game that we've done of this. It's called Win a Date with Sunny Ray.
Yeah, it's the first time we've tried this.
It's the first time we've tried, this. It's going to be interesting. I'll get in more details later as we go on, but basically we have 6 contestants who will be competing for a chance to win a date with a reality TV star. It's going to be great. But before we do that, as we like to do as always, we just want to catch up on the week.
Yeah.
My Chinese food is still going strong.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, I'm at 12 weeks now, 13, one of the two.
Yeah?
Me and the Chitlins went and ate Chinese food this week.
That sounds nice.
Ali Savage is out of town. Yep.
Okay, all right. That sounds fun.
Got full up on it.
Get full up on it?
Full up on that Chinese food.
Ow.
But you know what I've noticed?
What have you noticed?
You ever notice people just like to wait in lines for no reason?
You know what? That is bizarrely true.
So I was at the airport this week.
Okay.
And so, you know, when you're at the airport, they do this nice thing where they say we're gonna release people to the plane in zones, zone 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, or A, B, C, D. Right?
Correct.
As soon as they say this, though, you know what happens? People form a line. They form a line to get on the plane, even though there's zones. Like,
You're right.
if you're zone D or E, why do you even get up? I don't.
I don't either.
I just sit down, I wait my turn, and I don't stand up and waste time waiting in the line.
No, you know what? I just told a lie. I do get up. Now that I'm thinking about it, last time I went in the airport, I know for a fact that they call it in sections.
Right.
That they seat in
What
sections.
is wrong with you?
You know what it is like when you're sitting there and they're like, we are now going to begin boarding, and like 3/4 of the people stand up. All of a sudden, there's just this overwhelming urge to be like, I don't want to, like, everyone else is going.
But it's the same way. Like, if lines form, people just stand them. We've talked about this before. Cafe Du Monde.
Right.
There's not really a line. You can just seat yourself.
You seat yourself as
People just form a line.
Yeah, and then they wait, and then there's no reason for a line because it's come as you go.
So we're also at the airport, and we got on the plane, and we sit down, and we do all these fun things. We're ready to go. They say, turn your cell phones off. And then they come back on, and they say, whoops, wrong plane. Everyone get off. Let's try this again. So get off, and they're like, oh, we've already scanned boarding passes. We're going to have to redo this. And again, you know what people do? They get in a line, and there's this long line of people just waiting. So we just sit in the back, and we just wait. And then when everybody's done, we just walk up and like, oh, here you go. Boom. Done. I don't know what it is with people in lines. Like, why do you people like lines?
Yeah, there's something about once everyone else starts,
Right.
I feel like I have to do it. There's just some sort of weird, like...
It's like car wrecks. Like, one person watches, everyone has to watch.
And I'm not that guy. Like, I don't rubberneck. But there's just this feeling, like, once everyone has stood in line, I don't know, like, as I'm sitting there, I have the urge to stand, even knowing they're going to call my seat.
What is this line for? What are you guys in line for? Like, I'm always like, when I walk up to a place where I want to go somewhere, and I see a line, my first instance isn't, let me just get in line and wait. I'm like, at the front, what's this line for? Oh, okay. Then I figure out to myself, how can I get past this line?
Right. How do I not wait in this line?
How do I not wait in this line?
That's like when we did, which convention were we just at?
Louisiana Con?
Right. When we did that one and we were picking up with Hagen on day 2.
Yeah.
And the line to buy tickets was wrapped around the building. And so I was like, hey, can I just give you, I went to the front. I just asked one of the helpers, can I just give you the cash and you just bring me a wristband?
Right.
And they were like, no. And then I said, how do I not wait in line? And they said, well, if you buy it online right now, I think it's $3 more, but you don't wait in line. I said, okay, that's
done. Deal.
Fine.
I'm in.
I paid.
Yeah, I don't get it with America's fascination for lines. Maybe it's just people in general.
I think it's like a group herd mentality.
I don't like it. I don't like lines. I don't wait in lines.
I don't like it.
I try to get around them.
I'm typically not the what everyone else is doing is what I want to do thing.
But I do the same thing with driving too. Like if there's traffic and there's a long line waiting at a light, how can I get through this faster? oh, if I just turn right here and left and right here and boom, and I
Yeah,
probably
see,
wait the same amount of time, but
Yeah.
I'm at least moving. I'm not in the line.
See, and I'm as I yawn. See, I'm not that guy. I can't do that.
I'm not in the line, that's for sure.
Like you do that, and it always drives me crazy when I'm riding with you, and you take like these unnecessary rights and lefts.
But then we get to see all like the scenic route.
I didn't care.
And we get to where we're going.
My goal was just to get there.
Right. And
So, like,
we
if-
get there.
If we wait,
get there.
If we wait at a red light, like it doesn't.
Oh God, I can't wait, man.
Right,
I'm
like-
so impatient.
Like
man.
you feel like as long as we're in motion, we're somehow making positive
Right, I do,
progress.
I do.
Even sometimes though, waiting is just the better solution.
Ugh, I can't do it.
You know, yeah, you're not
can't do it.
patient in that regard.
You know what else I've kind of gotten into this week?
What'd you get into this week?
It's a TV show that I haven't really given much thought to. This week I gave it a chance.
Okay,
The Mindy Project. Have you seen The Mindy Project?
I don't want anything to do with this.
Oh my goodness, it is hilarious.
No, it's not.
I have always pushed it off because Mindy Kaling, who wrote this show, was on The Office.
Yeah.
And now, granted, she wrote and directed many of The Office episodes.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Right.
that.
So her and BJ Novak and the guy who played Toby,
Yeah.
Paul Libenstein, I think his name, and then the guy who played Dwight's brother or cousin Mose or whatever. They're like the main four writers and directors of all The Office.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, she's talented, cool, but her character on The Office is so annoying to me. When she had her own show, I was like, you know what, just not feeling it. I'm not gonna do it. And on a whim this week, Ali Savage and myself said, let's watch one of these shows. Oh my goodness, it is hilarious.
Can I tell you?
Oh my God, it's funny.
I have such a
It's
petty
funny.
reason for not liking it.
Like, before you get to your petty reason,
Yeah.
like, I went to work. We had watched the first 3 episodes.
Uh-huh.
She stayed home with the kids the next day because they were sick. All the way during at work, it's like, if she watches any more of this show without me, I will strangle her when I get home. It'll be Domestic Abuse Violence Awareness Month all over again. I was ticked. And as soon as I got home, she hadn't. I was like, oh my God, this is the happiest day of my life. And then we watched like 4 more episodes.
You two are so cute.
I know, thanks.
No, so when it first came out, I tried to watch a couple, and she's dating one of the 2 doctors, or did date.
She's not. She's just banging one.
Right. Okay. That. He's way better looking than her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I just didn't. I just didn't find it believable. You know what it is? It's the reverse, because Mindy, that's her show, so she got to cast a pretty guy to be her.
But it works because
thing.
like she's not bad looking, but she's not your typical.
I don't think she's attractive at all.
I do think she's attractive. She got that what I like to call the booty. But anyways,
I'm
she
just not into her at all.
you're racist. But what it is it's kind of a typical thing where you've got this hot person, the guy,
Right.
and medium to semi-attractive girl, and he's like, you know, they're doing a thing behind the scenes, but they're never official. It's like his fallback. She's his fallback.
Right.
And so that's where you look at
No.
it. But like her dry sense of humor and just quick wittiness in the show, coupled with some of the other people, it's hilarious, man. It is friggin' hilarious.
I don't know. I just.
You give it another shot. Hey, I'm telling you, quit yawning. Give it another
man.
chance. Man, it's funny. And what's crazy is like we were watching it, and there was an episode. I think we're on episode 6 or 7, and they're in a nightclub, and they've got like 5 NBA players who are on the show. And I'm thinking to myself, because you know we're also recording some TV stuff,
Right.
no budget records. But I was thinking to myself, like, man, I wonder how much it costs to like produce this show. And then I had to remember, okay, this is when it was on NBC or whatever.
Yeah, because it
first
started
season.
out. Yeah.
It was big, and then it transitioned to Hulu.
Right.
I was like, they've got 4, and Allie's like, what do you mean? I was like, there's 4 NBA players that had to pay me on there. They had to rent out this club, bring in all these extras. There's a DJ back there. He probably wasn't for free.
Right.
Like how much does this episode cost them?
Yeah. It probably. You're right. Now that we're doing so, you're right. That is something
Yeah.
I now evaluate when I look at
Good.
stuff. And
Now that I've ranted for 9 minutes and taken up most of segment 1, what's been going on with you this week?
it's been an interesting week. Like, have you ever done this? This happened to me this week.
Okay.
and I didn't like it.
Okay.
Have you ever tipped a waitress
Yes.
and had her, and like she makes a comment
No.
that makes you then wish you had never tipped her at all?
No. I never had that happen to me.
Yeah, it happened the other day.
Where we're at?
Chula's?
Chula's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We're
can
hanging out at
imagine.
Chula's.
I can only imagine the people that work at Chula's.
Actually, you know what? It's been a pleasant place to go. Like,
Now,
I don't dislike it.
I've tipped a waitress before, and then because of her comment, I wanted to tip her more.
Okay, all right.
But never wanted to take it back.
So we're there. We're having, we eat. We have some drinks.
I'm also a very good judge of character when it comes to that genre of.
Are you?
Yes.
Okay.
That
All right.
genre of service.
So so my buddy is the one paying the tab, and he tips He's a generous tipper.
Okay, cool.
So he lays out some money, and it's not more than he usually does, but it's a large amount of money for a tip.
Was it over 20%?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, cool.
It's
They should be happy.
right. She literally says as she's walking off, "Thanks for overpaying."
Like, he tipped her too much? I don't know what that means.
Right?
What is that?
Doesn't
Right now, mine would be blown. Angry Zach would be like, I don't know, what does that mean? He wanted to, like, dissect it all, but, like, overpaying.
like we looked at each other and I was like, "We just need to go. We just need
what
to
is
go.
that? Yeah, like,
We just need to go."
how long were you there?
For a while, I mean,
Right.
we were watching.
So, coming from a life where I never waited tables,
Right.
but being with someone who did, one of the biggest pet peeves was people who sit at tables for
a long time.
for long periods of time,
Yeah.
and then they only tip, like, 10%.
Right.
Because, I mean, if you're going to sit at a table long, like, your tip needs to start going up. because
You know you're taking away
occupying.
my income.
You're occupying.
Right.
So for her to be like, you overpaid, like, and it's Chula's.
Right.
She's half naked.
Right.
Like, why don't you want as much money as possible? I don't know what's going on here.
Right. There was a lot of variables, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's
this
a
is
lot going
awkward.
on. So we definitely left there, and I definitely left feeling like I don't think that was.
I would have stopped her.
I felt like the best thing to do was to leave
No,
because
not
if
Joey
she meant it,
Savage.
if she meant it in a negative way, like now I kind of want to take the money back.
I was like,
and
what,
if she
what do
meant,
you mean?
right? And if she meant it in a positive
Excuse
way,
me. What do you mean?
right?
And then I would have judged my response by her response. And then I would never been invited back to Chula's.
Right.
That
Right.
would have been the flip side of
The
that.
flip
right
side of that would have
there.
been like your photo up on the wall at Chula's
Yeah,
everywhere.
which it probably is already. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, that's a weird one, man.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that response.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how she said it either, so I don't know. But let's take a break real quick. We come back. A couple nerd news around the world we're going to get into. Stay tuned. Sunny Ray's coming. Nerd Thug Radio.